Welcome to our little presentation. This is obviously Siena College up in Albany, New York. It's about 2.5, 3 hours north of New York City and New Jersey. Once we get going here, here's our first picture. This is our class of 2019. It's our record year class for us coming in. It was about 805. It was actually beat last year, despite COVID. It was beat last year at 128. So each year we've progressed. The reason I'm showing you this picture is because every single individual in this photo will have an entirely customized individual experience through the 4 years of Siena College. Everyone has a customizable option to change their degree and make sure it's personalized and exactly what they're looking for. Part of the reason for that, and the reason that we have the ability to make sure every single individual has their own experience, is related to the fact that we have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So we have a really good balance in the classroom, which relates to the average class size of 21. Basically, you have good time with your professors. They get to know you personally. They understand how you learn, and you build that relationship with them, which really allows you to advance and get that experience from people who are experts in your field. But it also allows you the opportunity to study, research, for example. If you're into research, you'll be able to do research projects with your professors and be a published author before you even graduate Siena. So this is a really positive thing, having such small classes. 80% of our students live on campus. This is a really good thing. It really builds the community. It builds the relationship you have with others in different year groups. We live on campus 80%, and that is going from traditional dorm rooms through to newly renovated townhouses in your senior year, where you obviously have that little bit more freedom. Everything is on campus as well, which is a unique thing and really enjoyable because, again, it builds the community. We have, as this slide shows, we have 36 majors and over 90 minors, concentrations, and certificates. So again, it lends back to the original statement of how customizable our education is and how much you can adapt to your major to suit your requirements. So you can take minors and concentrations in different aspects to complement your major. We have a freshman retention rate of 90%. It's roughly about 25 to 30% higher than your national average. Why do I tell you that? Well, retention rate of freshmen coming back for the sophomore year really tells you how much they actually enjoy the Siena experience, how well the academics fit their needs, wants, and desires, and really just builds a link to how great a community it really is here. People love Siena. If they could stay longer than 4 years, I'm sure they will. I would certainly stay longer in college, but yeah, that's a really good stat because it just gives you a good reference to how much people enjoy the experience. That said, we do like to get our students out within 4 years, and we guarantee that you'll graduate in the 4 years. If for whatever reason you don't graduate in 4 years, if it was not something that was controllable by yourself, then we actually pay for the additional year. So graduation rate, as you can see, that private and public is New York State related. We guarantee you graduate within the 4 years. And one of the reasons we like to do that is because the National Association of College and Employers estimate that you'll lose out on roughly $200,000 worth of lifetime earnings based on your salary, loss of retirement, and obviously a cost of a 5th year. So we'd like to make sure we get our students out within that 4-year period. We guarantee you hands-on learning. 86% of our classes, or 86% of our students gain from hands-on learning. So what's hands-on learning? That can be summer legalships in New York City. That can be work placements and internships. We guarantee the opportunity to do that whilst you're at Siena. And again, helps to build the next point that we're going to make. That Siena is #1 in New York State for jobs after college, and #9 or possibly 10 now in the entire country for jobs after college. So really this builds back to the fact that the education is so customizable. We guarantee you the hands-on work experience which employers like, and we guarantee that you'll have that experience whilst you're in college to ensure you're prepared to go into the working world. These are just a couple of dates to give you a rough idea of when our admissions process would be. We can obviously wrap around to those. And when you're applying to Siena, it's the same as most colleges. We need a transcript, school counsellor letter, recommendation along with the application. So again, just to touch on the points we've kind of mentioned there, Siena guarantee. We guarantee you, if you just for filing the FAFSA, we guarantee you a minimum academic scholarship, which is $57,000 over the 4 years. We guarantee that you'll have a 4-year experience and will graduate after 4 years, and we guarantee you that work experience. Here's my details. I will put the cell number in the box there. Just to whilst this up, if anyone wants to take it down, I can also just kind of cover some of the rugby details. So we are both a men's and women's program. The women's play in the tri-state, upstate tri-conference with other colleges like Rutgers, Columbia, Hofstra and Montclair. The men's play in NCR in the championship. We're hoping to make national championships this year with the development of the program. Siena's in a really unique position. We're not a club sport and we're not in athletics. We actually sit somewhere in the middle where we actually manage and direct our own program. So really that allows us to manage finance, admissions. It allows us to manage all the aspects of the program, strength and conditioning, and also to ensure that we're developing our program. Myself as director of rugby and our head coach run the program in a way that we see fit to make sure that rugby is progressing both locally in the region, but also at the college level. Both college teams have done fairly successfully in the last couple of years. And as I said, we hope to make national championships with our men's team this coming year, COVID allowing. But it's definitely a progressing program, developing program where we're going strength to strength year. And we do see a natural progression as we go through year to year. So that is the presentation. Feel free to ask any questions.
Great, thanks, Greg. I'll open the floor to anyone who has anything. Yeah, please pop it in the chat. Just one for me right off the bat to get us started. Could you talk a little about, the commitment that would be expected of someone who's playing rugby at Siena when you come in, kind of like a standard weekly practice when you're in season, off season stuff? That'd be great.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So again, this kind of lends to my point that we're kind of a unique program. We're not going to overburden you with the rugby. Yes, we like quality over quantity when we practice, but we like to make sure that you have that right balance of rugby, academics, and social life. So we tend to have just 2 coach-led sessions of roughly 2 hours to an hour and a half to 2 hours, possibly a third depending on the time of year. On the Friday, more like a captain's run. Game Saturday, 2 lifting sessions minimum during the season. During the off season, again, it will be something similar. It will be probably 3 lifting sessions in conditioning, and then 2 coach-led sessions of rugby.
Thanks. And anything you're looking for from prospective students in terms of recruiting? Do you want highlight tapes? Do you want anything like that? Do you want them to reach out to you first if they're thinking about applying to Siena? What are you looking for on that front?
Yeah, certainly. If individuals are interested in applying to Siena, I certainly recommend reaching out. We can kind of cover the basis of what would be needed in the process. We certainly would like to see video if it's available, but it's not a done deal that it has to be. We certainly will have a discussion and take recommendations from coaches, etc. We actually have 2 teams on the men's side. So there's always game time and an ability to allow you to develop your skills whilst you're here. So you don't have to be the finished package. We certainly will help you develop, and having that knowledge beforehand to look at videos, yes, certainly is helpful, but it's not the deal breaker.
Great, thanks. Any other questions out there? Just one last one for me. I'm curious, but What are you talking about? I know you have some financial aid from Siena. You don't have any sort of rugby or athletic scholarships, correct?
So we have rugby scholarships, both for men's and women's. They are small pockets of money, and they're usually available to second-year students. However, for the right individuals, we do have the ability to use other scholarships within the school that you wouldn't necessarily have been eligible for. We would use those to basically as a way to help get rugby players into the college.